Right, well, hello everyone. So I'm back off my holidays, and I was only away a week or so, but obviously the MD500 hit our screens just as I was going away, so I never really got to have a fly around with it. And it's been one of my all-time favourite helicopters, mainly due to the fact that when I first started flying RC helicopters, this was the first scale body that I ever put on a RC helicopter, and it's always been a favourite of mine, apart from the UH-1, which I think nearly everyone will agree, you know, we can't wait till Nimbus finally pull the plug on that and get that out there. But this helicopter is a fantastic piece of work from the guys who have updated it from the X-Plane 10 days and so on. And luckily enough, we've also seen a number of really good paint jobs turn up. I normally run the Heli Simmer one, but on this occasion I think this paint job was done by Brett, and it's a great piece of work. But there were a few problems I noticed when I was flying, when I first loaded the aircraft, and I'll jump back in the cockpit and just show the view from the cockpit. One of the things was that as you were applying lift, I was having to apply right pedal then left pedal before she took off, and my simple answer to this was to increase the weight. If you're going to go into customization and you bring the weight up to anywhere halfway to about 3/4, generally when you take off you'll need the left pedal only. The other thing that worked well for me was moving the centre of gravity back forward flight. That, for my particular system and the way that I fly, made a big improvement as well, so might be worth a try if you're doing it. The only other thing which I'd never done and has been mentioned on the forum since is that if you go into the general tab apologies for the cough, I'd never ever ticked this box send anonymous usage data to Laminar, and it seems there was a recent survey saying that only 2% of people are running VR. Well, I think that's wrong myself, but if we don't tick that box, then Laminar don't know how we're using the X-Plane itself. So I'd never ticked it before. Make sure it's ticked. The other one on the MD500, use experimental flight model. That's what I do and fly. Apply changes, and then I'll get into the rest of the video a bit, which is how we record using a GeForce card in the 4K mode and then put it in OBS to make a video from there on. So again, apologies for the croaky voice, but let's have a look and see how we make a video using the GeForce card. Right, and so here we are in OBS, and we've made the video and saved it to the desktop of the long strip Oculus window just by using the GeForce software. So the GeForce software, if I bring it up, we put it in the highest mode it could do, which was 2160p 4K 60 frames a second, 130 megabits. Says custom, but I'm not quite sure what that does. So I recorded the long strip video that it does, because I actually prefer the long strip video in VR, but a lot of people do prefer it being a bit wider. But I like to be able to see the feet and looking down and that type of thing. So as a compromise, I've started recording in GeForce because it takes no or very little resources away from your PC, even at that high resolution mode. So I've got it set up as it is there, and it looks quite complicated when you first do it, but there's some great tutorials online for OBS, and I started with an Oculus recording. You press the plus here, you can call it what you want, and then that's the main heading of the recording that you're going to do. And then by using the plus buttons here, you have the option of bringing in other pictures or other videos. So for instance, the video that we recorded in the GeForce software, the Oculus video, is a media source. If we double click on it, it was stored on my desktop. It's very easy to do. You say OK. A red line has appeared which shows you the area that I've pulled the video to. So if I just unclick that, you can see that I can move it around, or if I wanted to, I could widen it or stretch it using the corners. Now, because I do other things with video and that, I've set a size that seems to suit me quite well. So I've got a subscription button set up, which if we press this one, it's an image that's saved. Again, it just points to a folder and you can switch it on. And I want my window to line up with the edge of the subscription folder, and it's as simple as that. Now, this side of the screen remains black until you fade it across or want to do something, a slow fade or a quick fade or a cut, and this is the part that will be recorded eventually. Or if you're doing a live stream mode, this is the part that is actually being live streamed, and you can cut and put different logos in and change things by using this side of the screen. So I'd written to Sergio and asked permission to use the Helisimmer logo because I just want to promote people that are doing well. And I'd also written to V-Skylabs and asked to use their logo in my videos. So if you're doing this type of thing, write to these people. They're very friendly, and it also promotes their wares to a much wider audience. So for instance, the V-Skylabs logo, if I press the button, or the little eye there, if I unclick it, at the moment, let's get my window there. Let's see if we can grab it. I've got so many different bits. So the V-Sky logo there, you can drop it down, get it in line, and then you can use the keyboard for fine maneuvers. So that looks good. Other things that you can do on this screen, if you did want to see me, I've got a webcam set up. There I am. And I also have an image for if I was live streaming. So at the moment I can see that it's not all quite lined up quite well, so I'm grabbing the file that I want to do, and you can see that you can raise it and lower it. I want to see more of my feet, and I want it just a bit wider than what it would be in the standard mode. So the other logos, I've got the Helisimmer ones in white, there's the black one, there's the coloured one, and there's the white one. So obviously this would look good, sorry, moving the wrong one, this would look good as an opening sort of credit and promoting the Helisimmer page, which looks good. That could stay there, and I could switch it black on. The logo, the white one here, does the same job, but what I'm going to do is put that up in the corner there and reduce it down so it's there, because I'm not going to run this continually while I'm there. I can drop the Helisimmer one there down the bottom in black. The other option we have is moving text, and when you double click on it you get the ability to write text that will scroll across the bottom. So I've put, for all the latest news and information on things about helicopter simulation, go to World Wide Web helisimmer.com. Now if we actually untick the window, you'll see that will scroll across. You can alter the size of the box, you can alter the position, whether it's behind something or above something. So I've got a problem there because I've got a logo, that black one, and I'll put it there just for the sake of it this time. So we're gradually building up a screen that looks quite good. This Helisimmer 2 one I'm a bit confused by, so I'm just going to double click on it and browse, and white logo. Say yes. But I should have two of them, so I'm a little bit confused as to why I'm not seeing two. Helisimmer white one. Right, that's why, maybe. So it does get a little bit confusing sometimes when you've got so many logos. So this black one or one here, let's just switch off, see if we can find it. It's that one. So that one should be white. And there we go. So we're ending up with a screen that, if I was doing Twitch or something like that, I do have full control over everything on the screen. So just to show you, we'll fade it over to the main screen, and if we were doing Twitch or when I make the final video, that's the type of look that is going to appear on the YouTube video. So there's things on there I don't want to show in the middle, so I could do an opening sequence while it's recording and then take out different areas. So for instance, that one there, by clicking that, it's now gone. If I go over to fade, that's now gone from the main screen. So a good one to have at the top there. You might not want the rolling text at the bottom or the logo there. just hit don't show, or the cross through the eye, and remember to fade it across here. So I don't really want to be in the latest video, so I'll do that, and I will cross me out and then fade, and I will disappear. So the final output is what you see on the right. So there's still a little bit lining up to do on the main image, and then remember to fade across, and now it joins there and there very well. These gaps here later on, if you were doing Twitch or something like that, you can put live chat in quite easily. And as I say, it's a compromise on size. I like to see, I can pull this down to the top there on the left, looking at the top of the canopy. I can pull it down and just show the absolute bottom. So I normally just knock a little bit off the bottom. If you did want to take it wider, you can. You could fill the entire screen if you wanted to. But in resolution terms, I found that this is a good compromise. So everything is done, faded over. We've got nice badges, promotional stuff. That one there needs cropping back a bit, so do that, and remember to fade, and that now fits nicely. So the video that eventually is going to come out is this video that's going to go up on YouTube with these badges. I'm not worried about the live stream. It says Wonky's blog on it, that's good enough. It's advertising Helisimmer, they need it, and V-Sky Labs have done a wonderful job over the last couple of years in producing good helicopters and aeroplanes for X-Plane. So this is the setup that I would normally run. The final thing would be to record it. So as usual with all of these things, I'm going to recommend YouTube for getting the best settings, because if you go to the settings screen, you have a choice of encoders that you can go out to, the bit rate that you can do, the quality. Much of it will depend on your own machine. So I've got mine to the maximum that I can do, and if I hit start recording, it's now recording the video that I'm going to be placing up to YouTube. And after a little while, if I wanted to, let's say, reduce the scrolling text, as I mentioned before, as an editing program, I can go to moving text. I'll wait for it to come up for the logo, or the web address I should say, and then what I'm going to do is switch it off and then fade it across to the main window so it won't appear in the final video. So we can see the web address coming across now. When it gets to the end, I'll hit the eye icon here, which will stop it, and then I'll go to fade on the menu, because the right hand screen is the screen that gets recorded. So it's gone now. I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to fade milliseconds there, and it's gone. So we've done a certain amount of advertising for the Helisimmer web page, and it looks like we're coming to the end of the recording that we did. So I hope this has given you some insight into using OBS and the things that you can create. Sorry, my dog's barking in the background. He's finally decided to wake up. One of the things I'm going to say here is that using these logos, asking people's permission to promote their websites or their web pages, they're very friendly people. If it promotes them and you're doing some effort and putting in a good job, hopefully Wonky's blog is picking up gradually. Again, apologies today for the very sore voice. Not been that well after the holiday, as I mentioned before. But the final video, which will go up onto YouTube, you'll be able to have a look at it and then decide, do I want to go full screen mode in VR, or is the quality that I'm getting here at 60 frames just slightly wider, and the ability to put sponsorship or your own name, or perhaps other websites that you do, maybe a normal website address can go up there. It's a wonderful program, it's free, and there's lots and lots of video tutorials. So I'll leave it now and hopefully stop the recording, because it's done it a number of times while I've been babbling on. So we just say stop recording. That's saved everything to the directory for my films, and then what I will do is take that and drop it in the usual cyber software that I run down here. So if I go back to editing, one of the files is open, so it's not going to play, but I'll be dropping that back into here, and then the final video will be produced up here, and you have another number of options. My final video that I produce before it goes up to YouTube is 2048 by 1080p, 30 megabits a second, and I know it's a bigger file than YouTube does, and I could well be wrong on that side of things. I'm not greatly up on it, but I've chosen that. It produces quite a large file, takes a long while to load up, but the quality does seem to be quite good. So I'll go back to the other program now, and you'll be able to hopefully watch the video in VR in the mode with all those extras that we've done. Let's go back now. So a little bit of going sideways there, that's me, I'm sure. Just tilt it in here, look out the side, and this is the great thing about virtual reality, judging that height. A little bit sideways there, put it down, might be a bit of a bump, and there we are, we're down. So I'll keep this as the video that I'm going to show in the OBS software, And I suppose the only other thing to try would be an auto. So let's get this up, get some height. Forward speed building up. I've got a switch set to cut the fuel off on this, so that's how I'm going to kill the engine. Bit more height, bit more forward speed. Get it down to 0 as we're approaching in, and cut the fuel off. There we go. As long as we get it somewhere down there on the green, I'll be happy. Bit wobbly, but bit of left needed there, bit of right pedal. The nose up, bit of right pedal. Or just about got away with it, but managed one, so that's always good. So as usual, thank you to everyone for taking the time to watch the video. Hit subscribe if you like it. Apologies for the voice quality with the cold and everything, and thank you to everyone that has been working on the MD500 and the paint jobs and the original conversion. The community only benefits from all the work you've done. This is great and well done, and I'll see you soon.